Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Weekly Domestic.
A podcast where we talk about our relationship and judge yours. Hello, I am Ash, otherwise known as Mango, and this is...
Tom, otherwise known as the Spiffing Brit. I can now see in high quality vision you, Ash, because I have new glasses and I can actually see again.
It's very cool. You got new glasses, you got 2 pairs. Would you like to audibly explain your glasses?
Well, glasses are basically frames with lenses in
No,
them, and I look through them and I can see.
You're not funny. No, you're...
Okay, I'll explain my glasses. So my glasses allow me to see and also walk around the house and look attractive so I can seduce Ash. I mean, I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong, but also I'm annoyed. You know, I'm excited about my glasses. I got some new glasses, and they are see-through pink with sparkly sides. And I know it sounds like something like a 5-year-old should wear, but I love it.
They're pretty cool.
They're
pretty cool.
And they're made for adults.
Okay, I have got something that will properly annoy you, though. Okay.
Oh, don't start this.
We're starting with the jokes. I've got some absolute crackers this week that are absolutely terrible, so brace yourself.
Okay, I'm bracing. I'm in the position. Let's go.
Brace for jokes. They say if you get stung by a jellyfish, you're supposed to pee on it, but I'm not that vindictive.
I don't understand that joke because I don't know what vindictive means.
Oh, as in like you're not out for revenge, so you wouldn't pee on the jellyfish. Get the joke?
I don't.
Because the joke is, okay, if a jellyfish stings you, you're meant to pee on where it stings you because it balances the acidity.
Not nice.
But the joke is that you will pee on the jellyfish to get revenge for it stinging you.
Don't pee on your beach jellyfish, okay? They don't want it. That does bring up a story, though. When I was little, this was really naughty, but I also didn't know what I was doing, and I also didn't know it was dangerous. Mm-hmm. In Scotland, a lot of jellyfish end up going to die on the beach, and it's really sad.
It's very standard.
And there's tons of them, like in lines almost, and they're all there together, and it's almost like they're in a cult. Anyway, so I used to take my shoes off, and because my brother said that this was, you know, a smart thing to do, I used to take my shoes off and jump from one jellyfish to another.
Oh my god.
As they were dying, and watch them zap after I was not on the jellyfish.
What the hell?
It is so bad, isn't it?
That is so bad.
First of
how
all,
old are you?
I was stepping on jellyfish, which is really horrible. Please don't do that.
Jellyfish that are beached and dying.
I didn't know it was even a flipping jellyfish.
What did you think? Oh, someone's left all these spongy gummy bears on the floor.
I didn't know what they were. It took years for me to understand what I'd done. And also, the fact my brother enticed me to almost electrocute myself multiple times is really something.
Yeah, well, it explains the relationship you had with your brother.
I was probably about 7 or 8.
7 or 8, and you didn't know these were jellyfish?
No.
What kind of sheltered childhood free of jellyfish did you have?
They're on the beach in Scotland all the time. So they were always there when I saw them. So I never asked what they were. They were just a part of the beach to me. And then I was like, whoa, they light up. How fun. I wasn't thinking. Please don't stand on your beach jellyfish.
Don't
please.
Stand on beach jellyfish.
It's
Jeez,
horrible. It's bad for you and it's bad for them.
They don't like it. Okay, I got another terrible joke though that is going to be bad for you.
Is it going to bring back more childhood trauma?
Probably. I don't know. Maybe you've done this.
Okay.
Okay. Did you ever hear about the time 2 guys stole a calendar? They got 6 months each.
For God's sake. It's kind of good. I'll let it pass.
It's kind of good.
I'll let it pass.
It is good. And,
I am Gandalf in this universe, and I shall let you pass this one time.
I've even got a little brain teaser for you just to spice up the intro. Just to get your noggin jogging so we can solve relationship problems.
I'm ready.
Okay.
My brain is good.
What has T in the beginning, T in the middle, and T at the end?
TTT.
No.
Titty.
No. No.
That literally doesn't have T at the end.
Just use your brain. Use your brain. T in the beginning, T in the middle, and T at the end.
T in the beginning.
T in the beginning, T in the middle, and T at the end. If you think you know the answer, put it in the comment section.
A word?
What has T in the beginning, T in the middle, and T at the end? It's really easy. Come on.
Cup of tea.
You're close. It's a teapot.
It doesn't have T at the end.
Teapot has T at the start, T-E-A-P-O-T. Has T at the start, T in the middle, inside the teapot, and T at the end of the word teapot.
I don't like this brain teaser.
Oh, okay, fine. No more brain teasers for you. We've come to the conclusion you don't have one, so they don't work.
I do. Fuck off. I so do. And I like Sudoku. That is my jam. Okay, that's my brain teaser.
Well, I'll tell you what's my jam. Removing your jam from the crockery from last week's episode.
You managed to do it.
I did.
I was so impressed. On the topic of cleaning, I need to talk about this. This is a revolutionary thing in our lives.
It is.
We got a new dishwasher. Now
Whoa.
that may not seem like it's so important, but let's give you the background. The old one had been here for 14 years, and when we moved in, we realized there was a problem. The fact that there was mold in it. So I cleaned it, not once, not twice, but 3 times over the past year we've lived here.
It still kept spewing out mold.
And
it
it's
was
still moldy. I can't believe, the thought of
it just didn't wash anything.
No, it just put mold on it. Like, we've been using this dishwasher and then washing the plates after. So we just make them dirtier to wash them more. Like, it didn't make any sense. So, our new dishwasher, we've gone into the future. Do, 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 do.
Wow, you're selling this sci-fi dishwasher that we have.
It is good.
It can't fly to space or anything.
I'd take it to space.
Would you? Well,
that is one of my most wanted things in space. Come on now.
Dishwashers.
Yeah. Oh my god. Dishwashers in space sounds like an amazing band name. Anyway.
Wow, that is actually a good indie band.
It is a brilliant indie band.
That is a really good indie band.
Should we call us, me and you, when you play on the bass and I sing, we're the dishwashers in space?
Oh, wow. That's so... Yes, 100%.
Yay!
That is great.
That's us. Anyway, this dishwasher is insane. I don't know where it's from. I've forgotten. But...
It's Miele. It's a Miele dishwasher.
And it's got 3 layers. The top is a layer for cutlery, so you don't have to put it in a box.
You mean compartments?
It's layers, like cakes.
I guess they're layers, like cakes.
And the second one is for mugs and bowls, and the bottom is for big items. And it is so deep, it is the best. But that's not the best part. It's got its own detergent holder thing.
Most of them do.
No, but a big one. It's called a power disc, and it's full of detergent. And what it does is it scans your fucking dishes to know how much to use.
It is very efficient. It's a hyper efficient dishwasher, which is
crazy.
very nice.
It's crazy.
It's very crazy. It's running right now whilst we're doing this podcast.
It is.
It's working.
It's not even the best part.
What's the best part? Tell me more.
It has a lever thing that pops out of it. It pops out the dishwasher when it's done, and it pushes the door open, and it keeps the door open, so mold won't happen, and it dries all the plates, so when you put them away, you don't have to dry them, they're just dry.
Yeah, it's great. It's a dishwasher that opens once it's done, and then it closes itself once everything's dry. It's amazing.
It's
the ultimate lazy person dishwasher.
Honestly, this I think is going to be the number 1 purchase of 2022 for me.
Wow, number one purchase.
But
okay.
I am looking for a bin.
Whoa, let's not get wild here. We can't top a dishwasher with a bin.
I am looking for a bin, a big bin, that puts the bin bag in itself.
We sound so boring and uncool. We're like raving about how great a new dishwasher is, and then the next most exciting thing you're after is a bin. Okay? It's like, oh yeah, let's get a bin.
Look, that means we're adulting correctly, and that I'm allowed to get excited about being clean and having a nice house.
We have countered our like really old person adulting thing by doing something young and like hip and cool this week.
I wouldn't say it's hip and cool, and I wouldn't say it's a young person thing at all. In fact, it reminds me of people who want to do wall recreation.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Because what we did this week was we went to play Airsoft. Now, if you don't know what it is, you run around with BB guns in a forest and you shoot each other, and it's like paintball, but the guns shoot faster, but they don't hit quite as hard.
They fucking do. That's a lie. That's 100% of a lie. Don't listen to him.
I don't know. You haven't been shot in the gentleman's zone with a paintball.
No,
but you were the one doing the shooting.
You.
Yes, you have. In the gentleman's zone
with a paintball.
Oh, God.
Because I remember it was when we went paintballing, I had some paintballs.
Before we were even going out.
Oh, my God, it was.
It was? Yeah, way back when.
Ew, that's disgusting. Anyway, I liked you, clearly, because
you shot me in the balls. Yeah, that's a normal way of saying, hey, I'm interested in you. Let me just hurt you and scar you.
You know, when someone kicked me in secondary school, I was told that he did it because he liked me. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, you know, it's a common way of showing how you like someone.
Well, I was just showing you that I liked you. Anyway, because I was a bit conservative with my paintball bullets and a bit scared, and my adrenaline was so high that I didn't use them all. And then they're like, but it's fine, because if you have some spare, would any of you strapping lads, this was so sexist, like to stand and get shot with the rest of the paintballs? And you were like, and I looked right at you, and then I feel like you were pressured because I was like, I want to shoot you.
Yeah, I was 100% pressured into that.
And then I said, can I shoot you in the balls? And you said, sure. So I shot you. I do not
remember consenting to this.
You literally
I would not
did.
consent to that.
You did.
That is I must have been responding to someone else, because no one would willingly say, yes, please shoot me with a paintball gun.
Well,
no, thank you.
I feel like many people would want that, who like that. But
they are incorrect. They don't know what they're getting into.
No. You definitely did say that, and I think you did it because you liked me.
I would not do it again. It genuinely absolutely winded me for a straight day.
It was good.
It was good fun. It was good fun. But that was paintballing that we did ages ago. We did Airsoft.
Before we go back to Airsoft.
Before we do that, let's solve a problem.
Let's solve a problem. You made me do this whole flipping mind puzzle about tea, and now you don't even get me to answer a question? What the heck? Okay.
I want to answer the question.
We both answer it. That is kind of how it works.
That's true.
So
hit me with one.
I'll hit you with a paintball of a question. It is.
Please, into the mind, not the balls.
I can't choose where it goes.
Oh no.
This one is from Jack Blade from the YouTube comment section, so thank you. It says, me and my partner have this deal. I cook and she eats the food. The problem is, she hates cooking. So, if I'm busy with work or school or just not home, she doesn't eat. She will send me a message or come into the kitchen and just go, I'm hungry. What's for food? Like 3 hours after she should have told me, because she's now on a blood sugar drop and has a headache and can't function. How do we solve this?
Now, this is kind of like a problem I can relate to sometimes. Like, sometimes you don't want to cook food or whatever, and then you're really hungry, and then you've hit a point of hunger where you can no longer function as a human being until you get food. It's terrible. So I feel for your partner, but I also feel for you because I'm the cook in our relationship.
Yes,
I
you
have
are.
to cook.
Yep.
You can't cook anything.
Nope.
Bless you. Like, maybe pancakes. You do the pancakes. And
I
that's
can do
it.
the pancakes and I can do the baking and I can make cereal or toast. But
After
that's
last
about it.
week, I don't know if either of us can do the baking. I don't think either of us are allowed to do baking. No, we're not touching any baking ever again.
I think we can bake, but just not give it to anybody else. It could be a danger.
It could be a danger, and we might accidentally murder someone with our baking, so we shouldn't. But yeah, we need to solve this problem, okay? So what to do when you're away from home, or for whatever reason, you haven't cooked food for your partner, but they need food and energy, else they can't function. They're just going to mope around and be grumpy and be like, "Ah, ah."
Why do you make this noise like you've heard it before, huh?
Because I have heard this noise before. I've heard this noise from you.
Yes.
It happens all the time. So my solution is you kind of have a few ways of approaching this. You could fill the house with snacks, okay? You could get a whole bunch of like crisps or whatever, and then when you're super hungry and your partner's out and they haven't cooked food for you, you can just snack. But the issue is that's really not good for you. It's not healthy. You're not going to feel great. And also after a while, you don't really want to eat 7 packets of Pom Bears every day.
Yeah, you do. What are you on about? Pom Bears are the jam.
Pom Bears, I mean, look, you could eat 7 packets of Pom Bears a day, but if you're doing that for multiple days in a row, you're going to feel horrible by like, the end of the week.
I love a Pom Bear. They're so light and crunchy and crispy. I love them.
Yeah, but they're not filling. They've got like the filling qualities of air.
That's why I'm
Like-
eating 7 packs.
I know, but they have no nutritional value. Like, you could have a handful of lettuce, right? Just a handful of random leaves. You're going to feel more full from that than like 16 bags of Pom Bears.
Fine, I won't never buy Pom Bears again. By the way, this isn't me. I've never eaten 7 packs of Pom Bears a day. I think the
No,
max.
you've eaten 8 packets of Pom Bears in one
No,
day.
I think the max crisps I've had in a day is 4 packets, which is bad. That's so bad.
That's really bad. That's really
But
bad because
that's
they
when I
don't
was-
give you anything.
It's when I was sad, so I'll allow it.
Just don't eat crisps. They don't have nutritional value. They don't make you feel full. They're just flavor wafers. There's nothing good about a flavor wafer.
wafers. Actually,
That's literally it.
there is a brilliant. I really like. There is a brilliant.
There is a brilliant
There is a
crisp.
brilliant snack, which is Snacker Jack's rice cakes.
They're still not good for you.
They're so nice. They're better than a crisp though, because
They're
they
more
have
filling than a
some
crisp.
substance.
They're more filling than a crisp, right? Because they're a huge rice cake. But the
Correct.
issue is you're meant to eat less of them to make up for the fact that they're more filling, right? Because you have a packet of crisp and then you have a huge tube of large rice cakes, okay? Now, you're meant to eat maybe 2 rice cakes per sitting, and that's enough. You don't. You eat the entire tube of rice cakes. That's like eating 12 packets of Pom Bears.
Listen, I like to feel my mouth burn on the fake salt and vinegar taste.
It's like, oh God. Oh, it's the jellyfish all over again. Stop trying to sting yourself.
Sometimes
dear.
it's yummy.
It's not. You shouldn't do it. But, okay, I do actually need to solve the problem. What to do when you can't cook food for your hungry, grumpy partner.
So, I think the normal solution to this problem that people are going to be like, yeah, this is easy, but this is clearly not solutions that we give because our solutions are better, is
Better than
you
the
just
easy
do
ones, yeah.
pre-prepared food and you have it in the fridge in an order or whatever.
That's
right?
boring. That's not going to work.
That's shit, okay? I am in the future, like I said, with my dishwasher, okay? What you need is astronaut food, and it fucking is awful,
God.
and it will taste bad, but guess what? Does it matter? Because that way, if that happens, that 3-hour gap is going to get smaller and smaller because, yes, space food does have enough nutrients, number one. And number two, it sucks. So she won't want to eat it, and she will come to you like, please give me food more. Just wanted some more Oliver Twist.
Okay. On a similar vein, then, I've got a better one, okay, to solve this.
Oh, no, you don't have better than space food.
I got better than space food because I think you've come up with an interesting way we can shift this problem and actually save and make this relationship even greater. We can elevate the relationship, okay? Jack, what you need to do is you need to research how to make Victorian gruel. The kind that they made in the workhouse. It's like really bad porridge, basically. It's flavorless porridge, okay? And you're gonna make up huge batches of this. Just leave a vat of it on the boil constantly. You might as well. It adds to the flavor that doesn't exist. So whenever your partner is hungry and she needs food, she can just eat the gruel, and that is filling, but no flavor, no happiness, no enjoyment, but it is filling, okay? That way, when you cook for her, okay, your food is going to taste so good, it will blow her mind. Like, you could just make beans on toast, but your beans on toast are gonna be god tier to someone who has just been sustaining themselves off of gruel for the last 2 days.
I don't think you can get the nutritional value out of gruel that you can out of astronaut food. And astronaut food, no, because she's in your version, she's just gonna be like, I don't want to eat gruel, and that'll be it. But in my version,
wants to eat astronaut food.
They do, because it's fun. It's fun, you know? They can create a YouTube channel and test all the astronaut food. They can write a book about all the different foods.
This already exists. The dude's called MRE Steve, I'm pretty sure. He eats like all the old military MREs.
Fine.
And astronaut food.
And I want to see Jake's girlfriend do it. I want to see...
They're terrible.
I know, but at least it's something fun because it comes in a fun packet and it's what space people eat, or they pretend that that's what space people eat, and that is fun in itself. And you know what? You would put yourself through that again and again if you can promise yourself you can get a space ice cream after.
Okay, Jack, then I've got another solution. What we're going to do, you're going to make that gruel. If it's good enough for a Victorian child, it's good enough for her. And what you're going to do is you're going to get bright pink, very exciting containers with glitter on them, and you're going to label them astronaut porridge, okay? And if you're feeling especially fantastic, you can put a singular strawberry in each of them.
Excuse me, why are they pink and sparkly?
Because I think pink and sparkly stands out the most in a kitchen. Because kitchens usually have blue, grey, and green. Kitchens are lacking pink.
Fine.
In my opinion.
As long as it wasn't because you think a girl would be attracted to that.
Girls only like pink, sparkly Tupperware boxes. They don't like clear Tupperware boxes.
To be
That's
honest,
manly,
I really don't like
Tupperware.
clear Tupperware boxes.
But would you be happy with a pink one?
No, I need it to be opaque so I can't see through them.
Yeah, but you just don't like Tupperware boxes.
No,
I think that's your problem.
You know, I remembered that present you gave me one time, which was so cool. It was a bamboo bento box. And I still have it, but it's all decompartmentalized now.
Yeah, because you filled it up with makeup brushes instead.
No, I didn't.
Stuff like that.
No, I didn't. It still has... No. The reason it got decompartmentalized is because I used it and I lost parts.
Ah, yes. In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw one of the parts in my mum and dad's house when I went and visited them.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure some of our family owns part of your bento box and have just been using it to, store leftovers for the last 4 years.
I'd say put it in a bento box because that way it's opaque and she can't see the sadness on the inside. That's how I trick myself.
This is damn heavy. Oh my goodness. At that point, you might as well blend it into a smoothie paste and put it in a colourful, sports cup.
No. Drinking it and eating it, two different things. Absolutely don't do that. Okay. So, there's your problem solved. Back to the Airsoft.
Airsoft?
Hang on.
What was that noise? That was such a good noise. I want to keep that in. We're keeping that in.
No,
Roll with it.
No.
Roll with it. Back to the airsoft, as Ash was just saying before she absolutely butchered her words. Airsoft is fun. You run around with guns. I've done it once before, kind of, and then this was the first time we properly did it together. So I had tiny, eeny-weeny bit of experience, and that experience was basically I knew where to buy the tickets, and that was it. And then we rocked up in our car together. It's a very cold day.
From the beginning. It's extremely cold. I've got 2 pairs of leggings on, one with fur on the inside, and I've got 3 shirts on, a jumper, and a coat. Like, this
it wasn't that cold.
I was that cold. I was. And
you even had the heated seat on in the car all the way there.
That was a mistake. When it's cold, it makes it way colder if you contrast it against heat. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself.
Yeah, when you step out the lovely warm heated seat.
What you should do is blast the car with 1 degree and make it so cold that when you step out, you're like, sunny day. And it's not. It's fake. It's all in your head. But we pulled up to this place. This place, like, locks you in, first of all.
Well, it has to, because most airsoft grounds are on MOD sites in the UK, so they're owned by the Ministry of Defence. So they're basically, like, partly military land. And so because you can't really have random civilians coming and going on military sites, you kind of get locked in. So that way, some bloke with his dog can't just wander into the middle of like an active firing range.
Yeah, that would kind of suck.
That would kind of suck. So yeah, you get locked in. Isn't that great fun?
I didn't know this was happening.
You didn't know. That's true. You didn't know.
Outside the car, everybody is in camo. I start seeing sniper rifles and all of this stuff, and I'm like, whoa. Most people are in groups of 5. 3. They're there with their family. They're there with their friends.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And I'm with you.
There. I know, yeah. Okay, we do stick out a bit like a sore thumb because we're not wearing full like camouflage gear, and we're also not there as like a full family unit, which I love. The fact that there's like, you got a dad, a mum, and like their kids, and they're all wearing like full military camouflage. They all have little coloured guns. It's so cute.
Yeah, and they
so
match.
Cute.
It's like
they all
coolest
match.
thing ever.
Oh.
But we were there, not in camo.
No,
arrived in a fucking Tesla.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's the only car we have that's a 4x4, so it makes sense. Sorry, it's not a 4x4. I mean 4-wheel drive. But yeah.
Well, I felt intimidated. Immediately intimidated. Because first of all, there's a lot more, and I realized there's a lot more women who play than I would have assumed. And that's awesome. But also intimidating. Because now in my head, I'm like, these are strong women. They gonna hurt me. Worse than a man hurt me. No. Because they believe in equality, and that means they're gonna get me.
So what, in your mind, you're like, if you're surrounded by men, it's okay, because they'll put you on a pedestal, look after you, and they'll be nice to you. But if you run into another woman in the wild, they're going to be like, yeah, this is for equality. And they're just going to, like, punch you in the face or something?
That's what was in my mind. Yep, I'm not going to lie.
Wow.
That's what was going on in my mind. And I also believe in equality, which means that I would have also done that to them. But I was scared.
I think it was fair to be scared. You were scared of getting shot for the first time by the BBs. I deliberately didn't tell you the story about the guy who we parked next to the last time the first time I came.
You said it was nice and they gave you a fig.
Oh, that was on the other side. They were very nice. Myself and Connor ate figs with just some random dudes. That was very nice. I've never had a fig in ages, so that was weird. But there was another dude on the other side who wasn't able to play that day because his entire leg was in like a cast. And the reasoning was because a couple weeks back he'd been at the same site, done an airsoft game, and someone shouted grenade, and so naturally he, with his gun, like sat down to try and get down and dodge the grenade. He sat on top of the grenade. It detonated into his leg. It tore a hole through all of his like jeans and clothing, and it just really hurt his leg. And I didn't want to tell you that because that's the kind of story that's going to make you not want to join and play Airsoft. But you didn't hear that story, so you joined and you played Airsoft.
Correct. But I would have liked that story to be a bit more careful, because you were shocked at my participation, but we'll get to that in a moment.
You were very aggressive. Oh my god.
We'll get to that in a moment.
You were.
So we walk in, we hire the guns. Then there is this testing phase, which I don't know what it is, where people line up in a big old line, and they take all of their special guns, most of which in this were snipers and pistols. And I'm there like, where's our pistol? And you're like, I didn't bring it. And I'm like, why? And you're like, because we don't have anything to carry it with, and it's not as good. And I was like, but I want to have a pistol. And because I was like, I think we have a deagle, right? We have an airsoft deagle,
yeah, we do.
and I would feel badass with that. I'd feel a bit more safe, because if I come to close quarters, I can just bam deagle. You know, I play a lot of CS:GO.
But in reality,
come on, deagle.
In reality, in close quarters, you're going to do much better with a fully automatic assault rifle than you would with a deagle.
I like it, and I want to feel like Smeagol.
Because all the guns are shooting for pretty much the exact same power. Like a deagle pistol will like fire the round as fast as a like assault rifle. There's no difference.
I just would like the idea. Anyway, so we go to test the gun that I want to play with, which is the M4, which, if you don't know, is the origin of my name. Mango, spelled M4NG0, is my gamer name.
Gamer tag.
Which
oh my
comes
god.
From CS:GO, because it's M4 and go. And I also thought it would fit in if I ever became a CS:GO pro.
It would fit in if you, that'll happen any day.
Yeah,
now. We'll get there.
Never. I wish.
But yes, so you got to chrono test some of the guns of that I brought. So we brought a sniper and we brought an M4, and then we also had 2 high guns there. So that way we could mix and match a bit. Yeah. It was good fun.
And then there was almost what felt like 30 minutes of rules, which I was trying to understand.
There's a lot of rules, yeah.
And I was like, whoa, what the heck? You know?
My favorite bit in the segment is when they say, if you're using your own guns, make sure to read the rule board about guns. That is just on the other side of the gate you've just walked through. And of course I know this rule board, but then you immediately panic and look at me like, I did not see this rule board. What is he talking about?
No.
Oh god.
Because I'm like, what if I have an illegal gun? No, I don't want it. And what if someone else has an illegal gun and they're gonna shoot me in the face and it's gonna hurt? Ow.
Did you get shot in the face? Because
No, I didn't.
I took a shot straight to the forehead. It was, and it just like bounced off. It was like a bit of a shock, but it's fine.
Then they explain the game rules and the kind of game we're playing. This isn't just a one side, you're gonna hit each other. This place has fucking vehicles, bombs, anti-bombs, flipping. I don't even know what ammo, spare ammo.
There was mortars that they had to like arm. There's quite a few complicated rules, but it is very fun. It's to give like the teams objectives to fight over, but there's multiple types of objectives for different types of play style.
You can find in the cars like coloured smokes, and I tell you what, they were cool. I'll get to them later, but.
The coloured smokes were fun. They smelled great, I would like to say. Did you smell some of the grenades?
You can't help it if you're trying to fucking breathe.
That's true.
But yeah, I did. And so, we got into the play site, and everyone's talking about whether they're running. And I'm like, this gun is so heavy, there's no chance. And then they're like, everybody, look at the map. How am I with maps, Tom?
You are saying to you, look at this map and tell me what you see, is similar to if I were to get a map and show it to Georgie and ask Georgie to look at this map and tell me what she sees. The results are going to be the same. Neither understands what the map is, what is on the map, or what is going on.
No.
Okay? The map was useless. I didn't expect, like, when they said look at the map and then you walk past me to try and get a better view of the map, and I'm just like, I know this isn't going to help her, but, you know, she can go take a look at it if she really wants. You know, if it makes her feel happier, then that's good.
So the first thing was people started running away, and when they started the time, and I'm like, oh. And then I somehow took action, because in my mind I was like, right, this is for the podcast. This is my job. Kind of. I mean, we don't get paid. But we need to fully commit right now, Ashley. Commit your fucking self to this. Get your gun, grow some balls, and let's go. Like, we need to go now. So I see somebody.
You were incredibly hyped.
I see somebody
who
seems to know what they're doing. And they are like, yeah, let's go this way. And takes me into the middle of a forest area. And I just start going. And I was like, are you coming with me? And you're there like, I don't know. Because
I'm just following you around because you're just like, yeah, where's the fight? Take me to I'm going to kill them all. I'm going to get them. Like, I've never done this before, but I've got a gun and I want to shoot people. Oh, my God.
In my mind, it was CSGO IRL. It wasn't.
I feel like the best way I can describe what I was witnessing is imagine that someone has just given a squirrel a whole bunch of sugar and then handed the squirrel a gun. And just released it somewhere.
Well,
like, that's effectively what I'm watching.
So I follow this guy who does know what he's doing. He's like, they're over there. Like, I can see them. There's two here. There's that there. And I'm like, ooh, okay. So I'm there with my gun, trembling in my boots. I go to run up a hill. I go to run. He's like, we've got to start running now. I'm like, okay. Go to run up a hill. And I fall flat on my fucking face, because if anybody was to find the most dangerous thing in this whole site, of course it would be me.
It's just a random metal rod going across
a
the
metal
path
rod, a fucking
that you just
a
fell
metal
over.
Hook. It was rusty and sharp and hidden and huge. It got my entire foot, and I nearly popped my leg out before we even started.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because this was like almost a minute into the game. So this is before anyone has even seen the opposition, and you almost just kill yourself on a metal rod. That's
and
great.
Then
you fell over. How many times did you fall over that day, by the way?
5 times.
Wow.
That was actually pretty good.
I didn't fall over at all. I didn't fall over, and I didn't see anyone other than you fall over.
Well, I'd say 5 was pretty good. But that hook was I thought I was gonna. I was like, oh no. Because you stopped, the person in front of me stopped. Are you okay? And I'm like,
well, there's someone running in front of you, like, yay, yay, and then just like straight on their face. It's like, well, what can you do there?
I don't know how you didn't piss yourself laughing at me. Like, honestly.
Because I thought you might cry, so I don't want to make like I don't want to laugh at you in case you've injured yourself. But it was hilarious.
Just didn't want to laugh at me because there was other people around. Let's be real. No. So we carry on. I get up. I dust myself off.
Get straight to the front line.
And we get straight to the... Well, I would call it the first line of defense from this side.
Well, we'd actually pushed out really, really far on the right-hand side of the map and taken one of the forward, like, respawn points that is meant to be in the opposition's control, but we got to it first. And so, basically, there is us, probably about another 15 teammates behind us and with us, trying to defend this respawn point, and we were ahead of the respawn point, and the opposition just wave assaulted it over and over and over and over again until they eventually pushed us back.
Well,
and
it was
so incredibly
well.
intense.
When
did
was
really
your
good.
First
it
hit?
was
because you were still
such a fun
behind
engagement.
me, being a bit scaredy.
I mean, the issue is you are really far ahead of me. And by really far, I mean like 30 meters ahead, which in this game can actually be quite big because the guns, of course, often have different ranges. Like you might be able to see the enemy really far off, but you won't necessarily be able to hit them unless you have a particular special gun for that range, but they're quite rare. So we can see the enemy really far away. We can guess that they probably don't have a sniper with them, in which case you can literally stand up and wave at them. So I'm quite happy out of the engagement range. You're like, no, come up here to this like mound where you're cowering with literally I'm watching BBs fly above your head. I come over to the mound. I just get shot. It's great.
Well,
it's lovely.
I was not cowering. I was ducking.
You were
from
ducking,
the
and then you were
and
popping
popping
over
and getting and going back under.
shooting. Yeah, it was good fun. It was really
But
fun.
so that was your first shot. Where was the shot? Where did it hit you?
Hit me on the leg.
Okay, and
right
how bad
leg.
did it hurt out of 10?
Not bad. Like a little bit of shock, but it doesn't hurt
Cool.
really. Like it's just the shock from
So,
being hit.
My first shot was in that same position. I had one knee up and one knee down, and I got hit in the arm. And I was like, you have to raise your hand up and say, dead, I'm dead.
No, hit.
Oh, I'm hit.
You raise your hand up and you say
I'm
hit.
hit. See, I just said dead pretty much most of the time. I was using the wrong words, but I knew what I was doing. But then I stayed and went, medic, because we had 2 lives in this game version.
Mm-hmm.
And so they could put a little hair bubble on your wrist, and it would mean you have a second life. A medic being anybody around you. And they can move you a little bit out of harm's way, but it's difficult to get to you if you're in that front line. So I got hit on the arm. I'm like, oh, that's not bad at all. And I carry on, get hit a few more times, go back to spawn points, go back. Now I am on the front line against a sniper. I don't have a sniper. I got my leg up.
They're also a lot closer.
Yeah, they are close.
As well. Because the opposition had pushed up quite a fair bit.
And my knee was up, and it hit me on the knee. I can't explain how much worse this was. Because I was like, yay, I'm enjoying this. And I'm like, I'm not enjoying this. Oh my God, my knee. My knee. And I was like, I'm dead. And I take myself and I hobble along. And people are like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I just got hit in the kneecap. I just got hit in the kneecap. And they just start laughing at me. And I'm like, this isn't funny. Like, I have to spend a few minutes just rubbing it and telling myself, stop it. It's just a tiny thing. It might be bruised. It's fine.
Yeah, when we got home, you were like, I gotta take off my clothes and check for bruises, and there's just no bruises on you, and you were like, you were almost angry at yourself for not having any bruises.
Well, I was certain it hurt enough to give me a bruise.
Oh, dear.
If not break my kneecap. I was so upset.
I'm sorry, a tiny plastic BB is not going to break your kneecap.
It felt like it did. It did. And it hurt me. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll sit back a bit. And that is when... So I was having fun up until this moment. I loved every part of it until it hurt me. And then I did continue after that. But by this point, I was a bit defeated. Because everyone around us in that area just kept getting hit and hit and hit. Because their waves had gotten so strong, and they had snipers.
Well, they were
up
pushing
close.
us with pretty much. They were pushing us with a lot more people, and because they were able to respawn, whereas by this point we weren't able to respawn because we'd been pushed back to the respawn point that was now being contested, so we couldn't use it. It basically made it much more. Like, for them, dying meant nothing. They could just drop back another 150 meters, respawn, and come back in. Whereas we couldn't. And so it made a lot of the people around us very salty, as they often are, rage-fueled nerds, sadly. Most of the time they're not salty, but there was like one or two individuals that were like really salty and just like shouting and hurling abuse at the opposition. It's like, this is a fun game where you just shoot each other. Why are you being so angry?
By this point, we had basically, the problem for me was I felt like I had no impact anymore, because I felt very impactful before and very powerful and very awesome. And as soon as it was just me trying to go up against these 15, 16 people, if not more, it was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, this is no longer possible, yeah.
Like, and I also felt a bit down because my gun was a rifle and they're using snipers. There's no chance that I can hit them at their range, but they can hit me.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll fall back. So I'm falling back and I get back into that small group and I'm starting to feel it again, you know. But there starts to be a big split in the group. So there's two spawns at the back. There's one by the trees where there's a line of people and a huge blue smoke, which is awesome. You really can't see, but you can hear them. So someone on the opposition is shouting orders like a serious military professional, going like, we need to go up and over, da-da-da, this is what we do, no, there's this many of them here, there is that many of them there, this is how we're gonna get them, da-da-da, and they were taking charge. And I was like, whoa, that's scary, because they were a big, deep, manly, and fucking loud voice through that smoke.
I mean, so loud that we can hear them on the other side.
I felt like they were right next to me. You know, I felt like
they're probably good for 100 meters away.
I felt like if I poked my gun the wrong way, I'd hit them, and then I'd be shot, and that would hurt. Anyway, so that's where our spawn was, and there was another spawn, which I was going between the two because loads of people were at this other spawn, where somebody was there spectating and making sure the game went fine. These people in the other spawn were not like a part of our little group, who were like a little, I don't know, we were kind of like the comeback kids, you know? That's what it felt like, and I really loved those people. I really enjoyed it, and even to the point where I died and someone came up to me and I said, can you be medicked? And I said, no. And they went, why? I said, because I lost my hair bubble. they knew it was me. And they said, oh, you mean this hair bubble? And gave me my hair bubble back. And it's so like me to lose something so important in that situation.
Oh, dear.
But I was saved by this group, this small group that we'd become a part of. And you know what? I would have probably liked to get to know them a bit more. I think they were awesome people. But the people at the other camp, would you like to?
They were very salty. Yeah, I'll talk about this. So, some people, when they play these kinds of milsim games, get a little bit too ingrained into it, and it's almost like that kid who you might play, say, Warhammer against. And that kid always has to have the special action figure that perfectly counters your action figure, right? It's that kind of, I have to be winning, else this isn't fun. And I am always winning in order to have fun. And as soon as they're not winning, either it's no longer fun for them, or they're not winning because someone on the other side is cheating or is playing unfairly. And so they just make the game suck for themselves and everyone around them, because they're just like constantly complaining. They're making all of their friends feel annoyed and upset. And then eventually their friends get annoyed with them and they're just like, fine, we'll go back to the car and just reset. And basically it takes an entire like huge group out of the game because they have like a couple salty friends with them. And that's really
annoying. Was something for me.
It takes so much away from the game.
Imagine that sugar squirrel turning into Eeyore, honestly, because that is a game-changing factor. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? We're playing a fun game with BBs, and sure, I feel a bit defeated, but if we were all to rally together, it would have been fine. Like, I would have been so happy to continue.
If those same people who were, being upset that we're losing, if they'd instead been happy, positive, and brought people back, which you can't really do as an individual, but if you're in like a group of say 15 people,
we could have won.
You could rally the additional people around you. Suddenly you've got a group of like 20, maybe 30 people, and you can pretty much take any objective in the game with 30 people. That's enough numbers to do anything, which is why I think Airsoft is best with a group of friends, because that way you can lift the people around you up, and you can also lift each other up and make it fun and enjoyable. But by yourself or with only one or two others, you feed off of the emotions of those around you. So if those around you aren't having fun, you're going to get dragged down too. And then later in the game, we watched a hilarious argument between some dude who's like, "No, I hit you! I really hit you!" And then the guy on the other side is like, well, this guy who's shouting that he hit him is like dropping like F-bombs, S-bombs, like really harsh language.
Really
bearing in mind, behind him is like a 10-year-old child
literally.
and like a 13-year-old, and like this, it was evidently like a kid's birthday party happening behind him, and they were having a grand old time, these kids. And then there's like this 50-year-old dude who's like swearing obscenities at a teenager. And then the teenager comes back and says, "Listen here, you mother cunt." And it's like, oh my god, what the hell? This language is amazing.
Heated. Like, I'm like, whoa, we're going to get into fist
like,
fights.
Everyone around them has just stopped playing and is just watching these insane individuals have an argument. And then luckily one of the guys behind them shouts, like, "If you're not playing with a smile on your face, you're playing wrong."
Yeah.
Still doesn't diffuse the situation. Marshall has to come over, but still, it's, that's the way to play Airsoft, is with a smile on your face. I think the issue was we were playing on a very cold day, which probably would have been a lot of people's first time back doing Airsoft in the new year as well. So it was a very salty game. I think the best time to do Airsoft is in the summer with a group of friends. But yeah.
So I was really defeated. I was like, well, I don't like this anymore. And that's the truth. I just was like, I need to. I said, look, I need to go back to the car. I want some food. I need to pee. And you're like, right, cool. Maybe I can get my sniper, because that way we might be able to tag team a sniper, and I would, number one, feel more powerful against snipers, obviously, because I could rival them, and number two, it's a new fun gun that we haven't tested, or you haven't tested. We used to,
I've never used it.
Why we have these guns. You got involved with it because you were talking to some Yogscast members who play, and it's really fun. But we got them 2 years ago. The first one.
Yeah, I got them because I wanted to do something exciting over the summer. Like exercise related,
before
and then
COVID.
COVID happened, and that's like, well, can't do that anymore.
We loved it, and Georgie loved it when we used to set up cans and shoot cans off of the walls. That's what we used to do.
Yeah, it was very fun.
That's why we have all these different kinds of airsoft weapons, and we kind of got a mystery box full of them and just went with it because we're kind of gamblers. I don't know if you've noticed.
We are gamblers.
Magic cards.
But we can.
CSGO cases. Random loot
Airsoft
box
loot
of
boxes.
airsoft gear,
Oh, no.
But we love it all, and they're not stupid things. Well, some of them are, but I mean, I left thinking I never want to do this again. And that's not the way I wanted to feel about it. And this is the first experience I've done for the podcast where I was like, I didn't love it. And I feel bad. And I feel bad that I have to sit and say I don't love it. But I want to do it again. And this time, I want to do it with friends. And I want to do it maybe at a different place than we went. And I want to do it in cargo gear, and I want to look the part and feel.
You want to be in like proper military
gear, and
gear?
just like have fun.
Do you want a fancy sniper gun?
I want a sniper gun. Yeah, that's clear because I want to feel powerful because that's my thing. I want to win. I'm competitive, and I was having fun.
You do know that snipers in Airsoft are hilariously inaccurate. Like, there's a reason why everyone uses assault rifles.
It gives me a chance. I mean...
If you want a chance of hitting stuff, get an LMG. A huge, great big deployable gun. They'll do great. A minigun. We could get you the minigun.
That would be fun.
They're insane. They're actually terrifying.
Yeah, what I got out of it this time is... and I think what was really constructive that I got out of it is, no, not everything is for me, but I shouldn't base my opinions off of one thing. And, you know, that was really interesting to hear myself think it and hear myself say it, because, I mean, everybody in the world, I feel, of social media judges people so quickly. Everyone judges people so quickly, and I've always tried to not be that person. And over the time of which I've done my career and stuff, I have become more of that person, and I don't like that. So the fact that I'm willing to give something a second try, or like overlook those people and think, you know, they're just having a bad time, they feel like they're shooting and it's not working, you know, it was just a recipe for disaster. And soon after that we went home. But I am also so excited about, looking back, I remember how happy I was in the first little bit. And if that was the whole time, that would be one of the best sports ever. Do you know what I mean? So...
Yeah, I think for me, like, I didn't enjoy that session either. I enjoyed the first session I did with, like, Connor ages back. That was really fun. This one wasn't as fun, just because of the atmosphere around us and, like, the things that we talked about. But I also felt from that session, like, two very key things. One was... this would be much more fun with a larger group of friends, and the other is I can't see anything.
Oh God.
By this point I'd had my eyes done and I knew my prescription had changed and I needed to get new glasses, right? But I didn't know how bad things were at range, because I wasn't playing with my glasses, because you have to wear like a full face cover. That's great, but I couldn't see anything. I could hardly make out anything. It was a nightmare. I need to get proper glasses, and
so to wrap it up, try and push yourself into, you know, new uncharted territory. I mean, Airsoft was fucking so scary for me, and I was like, ooh, I don't want to do it, but I'm excited to go back. You know, I'm excited to try it again, and I just know, just be open and challenge yourself. I think it's fun, and I think that's something I want to continue doing this year. But I have a relationship problem to solve.
I
do.
Oh. Okay, you know, I'll do this relationship problem. Okay, I found it. Finders keepers. So this one is from the YouTube comment section.
From who?
So Seddon Smith says, after work, I like to wind down by playing PlayStation Online with my friends. I wear a headset and we chat for a few hours, and I'm naturally oblivious to everything around me. When I get off, nothing around the house is done. There's no dinner, none of the chores are done, and I have to do it all by myself. My issue is that I'm single and I'm lonely. Please help me.
Right. Well, I'm just going to start off by saying...
Oh, dear.
You shouldn't expect your partner to cook your dinner, clean the house, and do all the chores. No, I mean, you shouldn't, but I think it was a part of the joke. So,
it is part of the joke, yeah.
I loved the joke, by the way. But yeah, I'm here to solve this problem, and I have just the solution for you. Just like us, you need to invest in the future. You need a smart house. You need to live in the middle of the woods with a mirror house like an Ex Machina.
Okay.
And you need to have a Roomba, number one. You need to have a...
Why don't you just have the robot from Ex Machina?
No.
Why
no.
not?
She's creepy and she'll kill you.
No.
Spoilers!
Spoilers. Okay. Don't get a girlfriend robot. She'll kill you.
Don't do it.
Ignore that.
Get a dishwasher that's awesome. Get a bin that closes itself. Get a Roomba. And get one of those food dispensing machines like in Red Dwarf. where it gives you real food.
Oh, like something that can turn paste into food really easily, so you don't have to cook.
Yeah. And then you can spend all your time playing PlayStation. You can
But then you're still single and lonely. The only way to solve the loneliness issue is to like stick a bow on your Roomba and feel that it's your friend.
Well, I feel like the problem was truly about nothing about the house done, no dinner and no chores. And they have to do it themselves.
But they say, my issue is that I'm single and I'm lonely, help me. So that's the true issue. The first bit is the diversion. We need to help Seddon not be single and lonely. Or in the very least, not be lonely. Because it's fine being single. Not everyone is ready for a relationship.
If you have a smart house with a speaker system, you can get it to play Rick Astley to you every day and you won't feel lonely.
You go insane, but...
Fine. How about...
Okay.
Careless whisper.
The smart house solves the first few problems, okay? But it doesn't solve the loneliness.
It does. It literally does. I just explained you can have you can listen to the podcast around the house.
Oh my god.
Have noise playing at all times.
Why have real friends when you can just vicariously sponge off of our voices for friendship?
You can do that until you find somebody who also listens to the podcast,
Oh my god!
And then you connect over it. And you're like, are you a Dom fam? And they're like, yeah. And then they misunderstand, and then you get in a weird situation. And you're like, no. Oh. And then they go, oh wait, I am also a part of the Dom fam. And you're like, yay! And you draw a heart, and you listen to the podcast around your house. And you talk to us.
And no one does any of the work.
No one does the work because the robots are doing it, and you get to live your best life.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so the solution here is create a robot house and then try and go to pubs and ask if people listen to the Weekly Domestic Podcast.
Or tell them to listen.
Just ask around. Tell them to listen, and then once they start listening, then you will have something in common.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can be in a relationship together. That's it. Wow. That's heavy. That's a great solution.
Say it's heavy.
Well, it's a heavy price cost to make a smart house.
There was no cost that was said in the message. There was no monetary requirement.
Okay. I've got a solution though. My solution is an alternative one. So the problem Seddon evidently has is that when they live in their house by themselves, no dinner gets done, no chores get done, and they're single and they're lonely. So what if, instead of living in their own house, they just lived in other people's houses?
Genius.
Okay? So, Seddon, sign yourself up for these websites, right? Where you can
not a website.
Some rich
not
old
a website. No. Just move back in with your mum.
Okay, fine. Move back in with your mum, or move back in with someone else's mum. Be the child that has gone to university for them. Like, it happens. You're a mum. Your children have gone off to university. They hardly call you. Give Seddon Smith a call. He'll come over. He'll keep their beds warm. You can feed him food. He'll be happy, grateful. He'll play PlayStation online with his friends, just like your kids used to do. Okay? Then he won't be lonely. Like Seddon, you'll have someone else's mum to look after you, and you can just hang out with them too.
Just be careful for serial
It's great.
killers, okay? Just be careful.
Don't.
You need to do background
by
checks
serial killers.
on these people.
Do background checks on these lovely mums with homes that need children to be, but not children, teenagers. People pretending to be teenagers.
They need friendship is what they need, and what you need is friendship. So I guess it works. Just find a friend. Phone a friend.
House mums and house dads need friends too, okay? And you can be their friends, and you can play PlayStation whilst they look after you.
Phone a friend. Phone Seddon.
Phone a friend.
So I think we've smashed that out the park. You know what the best result is? Find a parent who lives in a robot mansion. Then you can play the podcast throughout all of the rooms. You can have someone totally clean for you and real friendship, and you can bond over the podcast all at the same time.
All at the same time. We've done it. We've smashed it. We've solved the relationship problem. That's it. That's loneliness solved.
Perfect.
And what to do when your house is messy.
I did have one other option, which was buy a land snail and call it Gary.
And that will be your friend. Well, you can do that when you're living in someone else's house too. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Buy a giant land snail. Call it Gary. Allow it to go all over the carpet and make it disgusting. And then you have more chores to do, but you realize those chores because Gary's going, meow. And then he'll take you off the PlayStation and you have to clean Gary's shit, your shit, and everybody else's shit. It's perfect.
And no one picks up. There's no better pickup tactic for guys and girls than saying, I have a gigantic land snail.
Honestly, I bet someone would.
Dear.
I bet someone would want to know about that. Someone.
It's a conversation opener. It's an icebreaker in the very least. Right, that's it. I'm ending the podcast.
You also need to wear a shirt underneath that says "I love Gary the Snail" with a picture of him.
Oh my god. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any relationship problems you want solved, put them in the comment section.
Or
we'll solve them.
email us.
We're great at it.
theweeklydomestic@gmail.com.
Or just whack them into our Twitter. Or heck, just leave it on a review. If you're watching on iTunes or whatever, just leave it in the review. Give it 5 stars, review it, say, help, my marriage is failing. And oh god, that's
my
heavy.
god, don't say my marriage is failing. Please don't say that. Oh my god.
Imagine that. Just you look at a podcast review on iTunes and it's just a whole bunch of really heavy relationship problems. You're just like, what the hell is this podcast about?
No, thank you.
Oh god.
But I would also just like to say thank you to everybody because we are 7,000 downloads in, which is approximately 1,000 downloads per episode. You guys are crazy, and I thank you very, very much for that. I'm sure Spiff thanks you too. And if we can push that 10K on our 10th episode, oh my god, or before, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. So thank you very much for your support.
Yeah, thank you very much. No one expected this podcast to do as well as it has done and is doing, and how fun it actually is. Like, I've really enjoyed making it. We're all having an absolute blast. Thank you very much for listening.
How up and down our upload schedule is at the moment. I promise we'll get it sorted. Our new schedule is we publish the episode on Sunday at 12 o'clock.
Of course, this one didn't come out on Sunday at 12 o'clock, but we promise the next one will.
We promise. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh, God. Bye.
We promise.
Bye.